Hello everyone. Today our topic is letter writing. In this video we are going to discuss the letters which are prescribed for the syllabus of class 12 in the present session, which is 2020-21. As per the revised syllabus for this academic session, for class 12 we only have two types of letters. First is letter to the editor, which can have letters for giving suggestions or letters expressing opinion of public interest. And second is application for a job. In this video, we'll be looking in details letter writing and these two types of letters. Let's quickly look at the format of letter writing. We begin our letter with the sender's address, which is followed by date. Then we have the receiver's designation and address, followed by salutation, which is sir or madam. Then comes subject, followed by body, which will have three distinctive parts: the beginning, the content part, and the end or the conclusion part, which will then be followed by subscription, which is yours sincerely or yours truly, faithfully, and at the end there will be name and if designation is applicable. Let's have a look at steps to write a letter. The letter starts with the sender's address. The sender's address will comprise of the house number, the street, the location, the city, and followed by the PIN number. Then comes date. The two formats specified here are the acceptable format. Anything other than this format of date is not correct. So you can write 12th December 2019 or December 12, 2019. Any other format other than these two is not correct for letter writing. After that, we will write the receiver's designation and address. Because this is a formal letter writing, we do need to specify the designation. So here we have the editor, followed by the name of the newspaper, the address. We need not give a very detailed address in this part, in the receiver's address. So a short address will do. Then comes the subject. The subject should be written in just 6 to 7 words and not more than that. It should be short and informative. The subject should tell the receiver what is the reason for writing the letter. Just giving a few examples: complaint about Whirlpool washing machines, or water scarcity in Vasant Kunj, etc. So we see that the two examples that I've given here, they are short yet informative. Then comes the salutation. So you can write dear sir or madam, or just sir or madam. Then body carries the maximum part of the letter writing, and this has to be divided between three paragraphs. The first paragraph is the introductory paragraph or the introductory statement, which very clearly states the purpose of writing the letter. So you can very well inform that you want to express your views, or you want to complain about something, or you want to draw attention towards a particular problem. So this should be very well mentioned in the very first paragraph or the sentence. That will be followed by the informative paragraph. The informative paragraph will give details of the problem, the causes, the effects, and also, if possible, the possible solutions. So the informative paragraph is going to give all the other details related to the reason why you're writing the letter. Third is the concluding paragraph, which states your hope, if you're hoping for some action, or your comment on that problem, your request, suggestion, if you have anything to offer, that will be put in the concluding paragraph. Then comes the complimentary close, which is thanking you. If it's a request, you will write thanking you. If it's not, you need not write thanking you. Then for the subscription, you have to be very careful about the spellings. Generally, children make a lot of mistake in the spelling of sincerely. Note down the spelling of sincerely. Also, and remember that it begins with a small s. So if it's faithfully, it will be a small f. If it's truly, if it will be a small t. If it's sincerely, it's going to be small s. If you know the person, then end the letter with yours sincerely. If you do not know the person, it could be the editor, the publisher, then you can end the letter with yours faithfully. And then at the end we have the sender, so specify the name of the sender. Also, if the sender has a particular designation, then do mention the designation of the sender. Just few points to be remembered while writing a letter. Leave a line after the sender's address, date, addressee's address, subject, body, complimentary close, subscription, and then the sender's name, just to give a very clean look to the letter. And also we can differentiate between different parts of the letter. The second point that should be remembered is, as I've already mentioned, add thanking you only if a request has been made. If you are attaching any document with the letter, as you're going to do in the job application, do specify it in the letter itself. Please mention enclosures and what are the documents enclosed with the letter. Keep the letter brief and to the point. Avoid talking or writing a lot about the same thing. Avoid using long sentences. Don't explain a single point too much. Keep it short and brief. And most important, stick to the word limit. 120 to 150 is the word limit for letter writing. Stick to it. The marks distribution for letter writing. Format carries 1 mark, content 2 marks, and expression 2 marks. Under the heading of a format, the examiner or the checker will check the designation, the addresses, the salutation subject, complimentary close, date, everything. If all these things are arranged in the proper manner, then the child will be awarded 1 mark. Coming to the content part, it should be relevant to the letter. The question asks, it should be coherent, relevant, and if it's a letter to the editor, do write both the sides, as in the good and the bad. If it's discursive, the pros and cons of the situation, and all these things should be arranged properly in the content part, the body part of the letter. Now for expression, it should be relevant. Your expression should be relevant to the topic. It should be logically arranged. It should be coherent, and there shouldn't be any grammatical mistakes. The language should be simple and straightforward and formal, because it's formal writing. And if the students follow all these, then they will get 2 marks for the expression as well. Just few important and useful hints to writing letters. If you're writing to an official, do reveal your identity. Who are you? Where do you stay? Clearly mention the purpose and whether you're requesting for an action or a compliance, or it is just to draw the attention. So do specify that in the letter. Letter to the editors, draw the attention. So you from the very opening line should be, through the columns of your esteemed daily, I want to draw the attention, or you want to express your views, that should be clearly mentioned. Mention the problem or and its effects, and suggestions. If you have any suggestions to offer, do specify it in the letter. Letter to the employers, you have to be very respectful, polite, and a pleasing tone, because remember, they are going to give you a job. Specify the post and the purpose of writing the letter to them, whether you want to apply for a post or you have any other specific reason for writing them, that needs to be specified in the letter. A letter to the editor, it's addressed to the editor of a newspaper, or it could be a magazine. And in these letters, you have to voice your reaction or give your opinion towards a certain issue that concerns the public. It could be a social, a political, or an economical issue that you want to write about or express your views. The format remains the same as the business letter and as we have discussed in the earlier part of the video. Now, when you're writing this letter to the editor, it is to be addressed to the editor. The name of the newspaper or the magazine should be specified in the letter. Just to do an example, as a regular commuter by bus from Noida to Delhi, you have been witnessing rash driving by bus drivers daily without an exception. Write a letter to the editor, The Times of India, drawing the attention of the General Manager, Delhi Transport Corporation, to this problem. Your Preeti or Prakash of 15 Udyog Bihar, Noida. As we have already seen in the letter, the question, they have specified the address. So the address that it is given in the letter will come at the on the very top, followed by the date, then the receiver's designation, which is the editor, the name of the newspaper, the Times of India, and Delhi. As I've already told in the earlier part, that we need not give a very detailed address here. This will be followed by the subject, a short but informative one, concern regarding rash driving by bus drivers. So just in 6 to 7 words, the writer has specified as to what the subject is. Then we have the salutation, respected sir, and then the informative, the opening statement. Through the columns of your esteemed daily, I would like to highlight the issue of rash and reckless driving by the bus drivers on the city roads. So here the writer has in the very first sentence clearly specified as to what the reason is for writing the letter to the editor, and the writer has given details like he's a regular commuter from Delhi to Noida. What are the problems that he has been witnessing all these years? Most of the buses plying on these roads are private owned. So these buses are private owned. So the private owned buses, the drivers, they take this liberty of doing rash driving. The people are in a continuous fight for the passengers because it's private buses. There is a rush to get more and more passengers, so in order to get more passengers they do a rash fast driving so that they reach the passengers before the other drivers. They drive very fast in order to take over others, and most of the time end up having quarrels and fights. Only last weekend, the bus I was in met with an accident. So the writer is specifically mentioning the incident that he himself was a part of, so that to make it more authentic. It was shocking to know that the bus driver did not possess a valid driving license. Drunken driving cases by these drivers are also on a rise. It's a time to take certain measures to rectify the prevailing conditions. Now, the solutions have also been offered in the question. The licenses of the defaulter should be rejected. So this is one action that should be taken. Check posts should be deployed in different places to keep a tap on them. Applying a strict timetable for the buses will certainly end the fight for passengers. This is my, so the closing statement is, this is my request to the concerned authorities to please take a note of the situation. Hope my letter gets published in your newspaper. And then you have the complimentary close, thanking you, followed by subscription, yours faithfully, and then the name of the person who's writing the letter. So as you saw in this example, the writer in a very brief manner has mentioned the problems and as well as offered the solutions that is possible for this problem. So we understand that l- sticking to the word limit, yet the writer has given us so many the problem as well as offer the solution, which should be done by the students as well. Letter for job application, these are again formal letters which are generally response to vacancies for job, which is either published in the newspapers or on the internet, or you can see many a times people stick pamphlets of these hoardings. So in response to any advertisement that has been done for a job vacancy, these letters are written. Now, few important things that should be remembered while writing these letters. We attach the biodata or the CV of the applicant along with the letter. The biodata includes the name, the date of the birth, the address, contact number, marital status, educational qualification, experience. If you have any expectation about the salary and the references. So these are primary information that should be provided in the CV of the applicant. Again, the letters are extremely formal, to the point, and specific, as I've already mentioned just a few slides back, that when you're writing to the employer, your tone should be pleasing because the employer needs to hire you. So it should be pleasing. There should be a very formal writing, to the point, no need of writing anything additional. Let's look at an example. Tulip Senior Secondary School, upcoming CBSE Senior Secondary located in Meerut. We require dynamic, innovative, and creative faculty to teach urgently. Urgently needed PGT as English with a degree in education experience. Must salary negotiable. So this is the question where the school, the Tulip Senior Secondary School, needs to hire a PGT English. The letter, as all the formal letters, starts with the sender's address followed by the date, the receiver's designation. Here it's the principal, the name of the school has been specified, that is Tulip Senior Secondary School, and the city, Meerut. The subject. When you're doing a letter to the letter for job application, you have to very clearly mention the post for which you are applying in the subject itself. So it's only application for the post of PGT English, followed by the salutation, which is sir, and then the opening statement here is the reference where you found this advertisement. So that should be referred to in the very opening sentence. This is in reference to the advertisement in the Times of India dated 15th June. The year needs to be specified, and the post for the vacancy of an English teacher in your school. I wish to apply for the same. I have required qualification and experience for the post. Please find insured my detailed biodata for your kind consideration and perusal. If selected, I assure that I'll give more than 100% to my profession and work to your full satisfaction. Hoping for a favorable response from your side. Yours faithfully. The applicant's name, and then, as already mentioned, the enclosure needs to be there. So the enclosure here is the biodata. Now, if you see the body, the body of this letter has minimum things. We have not mentioned a qualification, whether the person is a master's degree or a bachelor's degree, the years of experience. Nothing has been specified in the letter because all these informations will be provided in the biodata. So whatever is in the biodata, nothing should be mentioned here because it will just be repetition of information. So we have to be very short and precise when you're writing the letter. All the other information about the candidate will be provided in the biodata. So all the primary information about the applicant will be mentioned in the biodata. So you have the biodata in a box. Then on top you're going to write the biodata, followed by first the primary information. So which is the name, the gender, father or mother's name, the marital status, current address, contact details. The contact details can have the phone number as well as the email ID. Then we have to give a very detailed educational qualification which will have your graduation, your post graduation, your degree in education, and also you can specify your 10th and 12th. uh, and when you arrange the educational qualification, do mention it either in the ascending or descending order. So you can start from your 10th and go on to your masters, or you can start from your masters and come down to your 10th. So whatever you feel appropriate, you can do that. You're going to mention your degree, your university, your percentage of score. Then you have the work experience. You will specify the work experience, where you had the work experience, for how long is your work experience. Then we'll come down to any other information that you want to provide to your employer. It could be any specific award that you have received, any prize you have won, any additional work you have done in that field, that can be specified. And then you can give your expected salary or your expectations from that organization. That also can be mentioned in the letter. Let's also look at few questions that have come for CBSE exam in the past few years. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful and informative.